Welcome to Boskell. Excuse the noise of the dog barking. If you saw any of the videos from last summer, you'll know there's a couple of very big dogs. They're kind of guard dogs, sheep dogs really, that guard the sheep and other things, and that's the noise you hear because they don't like me. I shout at them. It works. Anyway, this is Boskell. Oh, I should say the channel. I'm not going to say very much, but I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to do because we've been playing Stalker Anomaly, which is based around Chernobyl, which is in Ukraine, and with the war and so on, and the fact that I get people watching from Russia and from Ukraine, I feel a little bit like playing a game around the area of Ukraine called Chernobyl is a bit of a mistake. I'll think about it and do whatever I decide to do, of course. Anyway, Boskell, so somebody said, can we have an IRL video or something showing where you go and what you do? Well, here's Boskell. It's 2 hectares, which is about 5 acres. We've got sort of the drive going down there, big garden, and this field here, and that's a total of 2 hectares. I don't know how big the field is, but it's most of that. So top here is pretty dead. Top field, I'll call it, is pretty dead. So we've started to try and work on it a bit, just cutting it. We put, you can't really see it very well, but we put some hay down over there, just trying to add to the biomass, but nothing much grows up here. This is about as good as it's going to get. Things don't. I did make a couple of videos earlier in the year. It's the end of February now, but back in January, for example, I did record some video and didn't upload it, but it looks more or less the same. It never really stops growing. Even in the winter, you'll have things that grow. It's certainly not like the UK where I'm from. One thing that is interesting, look, we've got these like green thing. I don't know what they are. I've seen them before and they don't seem to have flowers, but with these sort of green things that sprout up. And we didn't have them in this field before, so up here. So maybe that's a good thing. I hope so. Oh, we've got a lorry. That's because down the bottom you can see there's a small, tiny village, but quite a large farm. That's our neighbour in that area. I'll tell you about the history of that one day. Oh, the hedge. We're going to plant some more stuff. The hedge is made of, I don't know what it's called, prickly pear, I think, and there's gaps that need something growing. Really, it's a bit nicer than just having a metal fence. They've done some work in the corner. You can see the concrete around the pillar, or I don't know what that is, electricity or something. Anyway, whatever it is, they've put concrete around the bottom of it, and the fence needs patching, but that's for another day. So far this visit, we've been here for about 5 days. We've been clearing around the bottom of some trees, which I'll show you that now. Of course, when I say we've been cutting, we actually paid somebody to do this cutting because it needed kind of a chainsaw to do it. We've been getting somebody to clear around the bottom of the trees, which was just like full of saplings and small trees starting to grow up, and just a bit of a mess. So we paid somebody to cut around there, and we've gathered all this up, and now we're going to pay somebody to burn it. You actually need a permit to have a bonfire even in February here, so we've applied for that and we're waiting now. At the moment it comes, we'll phone the man who can and he'll do it. They're very protective or whatever about trees in this part of the world. So you can see there's some, see these little ones around the bottom here, they've been left, and there's some more around the bottom of that tree. These small ones, we're not allowed to cut them down without another permit. Even if we even cut that down, we can have a fine. It sounds stupid, but or silly or whatever, but yeah, that's how things are here. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I suppose. Yes, it's good. It does protect the trees, and these trees, some of them, although they look nice, there, one or two of them is not very healthy. So either way, we need something to grow up to replace these, but we don't want so many. Never mind. So all this was just sort of, a lot of it was just dead, lying on the floor. Or let's have a look. Actually, I haven't had a close look. So we cut this off without a problem. I don't know how they figure out what can and cannot be cut. Maybe this was sort of dead, and I mean, that doesn't look dead, does it? Looks pretty dry, but, and then we've got this thing growing. I don't know. I only know the big tree is a bit of a mess. You can see it's sort of rotten there, and it's not dead at all, not even close, but it's not very healthy either. They all need care. We're going to plant, I'll show you that too. You see the little white building down there, that's the well. It's like a pipe goes down into the ground, looks like a hose pipe, and it connects to an electric pump at the bottom of the well, or low down in the well, that kind of pushes it up, maintains the water pressure. And if you turn the tap on, because the water pressure is about the same as in the city, but if you turn the tap on, there's a sensor in the electric pump which will see a drop in the water pressure, and then it will send more water up to the house. Now the sun is there. I don't know how you can see the house, but that's the house. That is the Boskell. Boskell was my granddad's farm in Cornwall in the UK. So anyway, down there where the white building is, the little well thing, we're fencing that off this year. We're going to plant fruit trees and maybe grow some tomatoes or something like that down there, but that's the plan for there. All part of the fun, really, which is just a place we come to enjoy ourselves, so we think growing fruit would be fun. I'm going to have to cut, the grass is really short, it gets very, very long. It gets, some of it is like waist high, but right now it's pretty short and not a lot of it, isn't there? But these yellow flowers here, I'm going to cut all those because they're stopping the grass from growing. So yeah, that's what's going on in the field right now. Oh, we found a water. We've got water. We knew it was here somewhere. I'm going to run over and show you. Sorry, it's going to wobble all over the place. I'm sorry about that, but this is just a rough video. It's not supposed to be a documentary or anything wonderful like that. You can see the like the yellow flower stuff. I mean, the bees like it, so we'll leave it there for now, but it will have to be cut. If it's cut, the grass will grow and the horse will have something to eat. It's not our horse. It's but it sort of lives here free of charge. But anyway, so we knew this was here, but what we never noticed for some weird reason is that there's a water pipe here, and it's quite new. Well, new would be the place was empty for about 10 years before we bought it, so we're going to go about, let's say 15 years. So it must be like maybe about 15 years old, or I don't know, but anyway, it looks quite new to me. And I think this was the old metal cover, the sort of manhole whatever thing, and that's probably a newer one. I suppose, I don't know, if they're doing maintenance to the water, do they replace things? And I don't know what happens. But you can see it's a very long way down to the house. But yeah, we could get water from the mains down there instead of relying on just on the well. We're a bit concerned. There has not been a lot of rain this year, and not quite a drought, but we're looking at something similar, if you like. Maybe a drought, but we'll see. So we worry because we've got a well, and if that dries up, we haven't got anything at all. We don't use a lot of water, but this should be like a bog, especially a bit further on. There should be a really boggy, and it's not at all. It's kind of quite dry this year, which yeah, not good. Still, you know, I mean, it's still, yeah, it is very soft. It's just not as wet as normal. We were actually thinking of digging like a pond here for the wild stuff, but I don't know. I'm worried that we're going to mess with the balance and upset the water supply. Yeah, that's the phone wire. It doesn't work. Well, it probably does, but it stops over there, so it doesn't get as far as the house. Who cares? We've got internet from kind of like from a SIM card thing. It's like a router. You put a SIM card into it, and it's kind of like getting a mobile phone. Thick card. This should be full of water, I think, by now. I don't know. Maybe not. I think this was man-made, not by us, but maybe for the horse. I don't know. Where's the horse? I don't know. The dogs, one of them has never seen a horse until a few days ago, and she follows it around the field. She keeps distance. She just finds it fascinating, and doesn't do any harm at all, but just kind of follows the horse. Oh, we have been cutting this up. This was cut for us last year, and we've been cutting it up for the fire because we burn a hell of a lot of wood. We've got heating. That's the big thing. That's the big thing this visit. That is the first time this house has been heated for about 15 years, except for a wooden wood sort of fireplace thing in the sitting room of what used to be the church. And yeah, now we got central heating. The problem is it's powered by you burn wood pellets in a thing. It's like a boiler, and then that will send the hot water around the house, but it uses so many wood pellets because it's such a big place that okay, it's not a mansion, you know, but it's bigger than a normal house, so it uses so many wood pellets we can't keep up. We're going to have 70 bags of wood pellets delivered, I don't know, this week. God knows where we're going to put them. That's about enough for a few months, so and then we're going to have to get some more, and 70 bags cost €300 plus 30 for delivery, so it's a bit of a nuisance. Anyway, that's the film. I will show you a bit of the garden. There's not a lot to see, but keep you up to date. Right, first off, this used to be a kind of a road stroke lane or whatever. The builders built it so that they could get their machinery around the back. They were digging drains for us around the outside of the house, which is here. Oh, you can see the bell of the church there, and that's when I talk. That's our sitting room. Is the old church. Right. This was dead, almost completely dead. There were these kind of bush things, I don't know, anyway, dead. But he managed to bring it back, more or less, which is very nice, as we have the back garden. but I won't bother showing you. It's more of the same, but we're always tidying it up and cutting things down and stuff, and bit by bit it's working out very nicely. Actually, I will show you the back, and I'll tell you something about the swimming pool. So look, you can actually see where we cut down a lot of dead stuff. We had help, but I did most of the cutting. So swimming pool anyway is, well, there it is, not used and hasn't been used for years. Not so easy to get it filled in, and not easy to get it renovated, so we've just got to leave it there as it is. I mean, it's kind of like there's lots of frogs and toads around and lizards and all kinds of stuff, so it is good for the nature or whatever. For moving lots of wood around, splitting logs, these things. You get, I'm not going to do these, but, because I'm knackered, but you can see you get like cracks in it, and you just get a thing like a wedge. You hammer it in the top and it splits. So I seem to be able to get them to split into two, but where we've got these big ones like that, they're just too big. So they'll be used for something. We mark the edge of the road with those, so I'll probably move that one over there. We've been digging up there. We've been digging up some of this stuff that was cut down last year like that. Unfortunately, this one is needing a bloody great hole, and it doesn't seem to be coming up. I thought it was just going to be that little tiny thing, and it's not. So yeah, but it does look nicer. You can see the well there. I can. Yeah. Well. Oh, I wish I hadn't said that. So over here, this is looking very nice actually. I want to cut it, but it's very wet. In the morning, I mean, it's dried out now, but it's still very. There's a lot of water in the plants, and anyway, cutting it is not such an easy thing, but it does need to be cut. So this is like the end of February, and it's already like spring. Lots of stuff has grown. The bees are having a very good time of it. My wife's busy making a mulch from branches and things. Put them through the wood chips, that's it. Put them through a wood chipper, and we just keep piling it on every year, and it helps to keep the weeds down. We've got to try and trim these two. That's fig, and that's olives, and the one in the middle is something else I can't remember the name of. They're a bit squashed, but they do okay. You can see this is from, we did this, this is from the hedge stuff that was dead. We've cut it down and we're cutting it up and putting it over here. This is for the wood chipper, which is there. We'll burn this, and we've got lots over there to burn, but that doesn't last very long at all. Oh, you can see where I've been splitting the wood. Yeah, so it you can split it, but can't cut it with an axe or anything like that. I'm not strong enough or brave enough. Yeah, we keep chipping away. This is where we're going to have to put the 70 bags of wood pellets. It should be dry enough in here. They'll come on a pallet in plastic bags, so we should be okay. And that will come, I don't know when, a few days. Today's Monday, and I think we're coming back on Friday. I can hear the dogs trying to get out of the kitchen, so I'm going to stop now. That was quite long, but it's nice for us. We try to keep a record of things we do, and so this will be very helpful. We can look back next year and compare and see if anything has improved. See you soon.